Yeah, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now today's car, don't know if you can see it just over there in the background. I've been after this car for probably over a year now. Been after this car for probably over a year now, and finally we made it to the channel. So without further ado, let's go and see what all the fuss is about.
Ocean.
Right guys, so I'm here with a man like John, who is the owner of this rather stunning looking Gen 7. What's going on, John? You good?
Yeah, good man.
Good. So John, I've been after this car, as I said earlier in the intro, for probably just over a year, but you said about 18 months, which does sound about right. Yeah. So the reason, guys, I've been after this particular motor is, yeah, it's a Gen 7 Celica. Yeah, it looks nice, got a wicked kit on it, but there's one little party piece which you don't really see a lot of on these cars. I've only seen one other car in the UK actually in the flesh with a supercharger conversion, which is what this one has got. So John, talk us through the car then, mate. How did it start life? You said earlier this was a 190.
Yeah, so it started off as a 190 naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
It's actually my third.
What, third Gen 7?
Third Gen 7.
Right,
so
okay.
I had a blue one to begin with.
Yeah.
Decided to go down the forced induction route.
Right.
But wanted a lower mileage engine.
Right.
Went up to Scotland on one Christmas Eve, picked up a low mileage Gen 7, which I was going to strip down. Wrote it off within 4 hours.
Why? What happened? Do you want to go into that story or not?
From the owner of that one hadn't torqued up the front wheel nuts.
Oh dear.
Hit a tiny bit of black ice on a country road, span it out.
Oh shit.
Completely writ it off. So I had that trailered back down from Scotland down to Bristol. Picked this one up second week into the new year. Then I had 3 Gen 7s to rip apart and take all the bits that I wanted.
Okay.
And to put onto this one.
Okay.
And then it went in for a respray.
Okay.
But yeah, went for Rotrex Supercharged.
Okay.
The Americans like to turbo them, but because of ours being right-hand drive, we don't have the space behind the engine.
Right. Okay.
The steering racks.
Okay.
So the easiest way is to supercharge them.
Okay. So you went for the Rotrex Supercharger.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of supercharge options. So you got the Greddy. And then you got the Rotrex. The Greddy pushes up to, I think, 250 brake. The Rotrex goes a bit higher.
Okay. So what's she pushing out at the moment?
At the moment, I've got a map safely now to just over 320, close to 330.
Right. Okay. And that's a safe map. So if you really wanted to push the boat out, how much do you reckon you could wind her up?
On the current gearbox, probably push up to 350, 360.
Right. Okay.
You know,
so
before the gearbox just turns to chocolate and disintegrates.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we're pushing about 320. What kind of foot poundage are we talking as well? Newton meters, foot pounds?
Over 200 foot pounds.
Yeah.
I think it's about 220.
About 220 foot pounds, right. Okay.
So,
engine wise, did you have to forge anything?
No, completely stock block.
Completely stock, is it?
Stock block.
Okay.
The only changes we made is the bigger injectors.
What size injectors have you got on there now?
630.
630s, yeah?
At the moment. We've got the Monkey Wrench Racing fuel rail.
Okay.
Fuel pressure regulator. Front mounted intercooler on there.
What make is the front mount? Anything particular? No? Just does the job?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to say.
Alright, that's fair enough. So you said the gearbox is good for about 350 horsepower. What about the engine itself? Do you know of any of these that have been pushed? I mean, with stock internals and all that, how far can you?
Stock internals, I think we've seen 360, 370.
Right. Okay.
We've seen forged versions go up to 480.
Right. Okay.
But then you're looking at very expensive gearboxes.
Yeah.
You know, all the internals done.
Yeah.
As well.
So is there any diff in this? Do you have a diff?
It didn't, but I had it up to SJ Autosport up in Birmingham, and they did a longer 6th gear and a limited slip differential into the gearbox from an MR2 Roadster.
Okay, so, okay. Can you actually feel the difference? You feel the diff working?
Yeah, much more. When I first had the car, even NA, in the wet, the wheels would just light up.
Right.
Whereas now, they grip well, round corners, roundabouts.
Yeah.
Nice and grippy.
Oh yeah, nice one, nice. So externally, there's quite a lot going on. I mean, originally I like the lines of the Gen 7. I think it's got some nice lines. It looks good, but you've just enhanced it a little bit. I can see we've got a bonnet, we've got some side skirts changed. I'm not too sure about the spoiler, but so do you want to talk us about what's going on with it externally?
So externally, the majority of it's just the stock Gen 7 TRD kit on there. So
right,
side skirts, rear valance, spoiler. The bonnet's a carbon fibre Sebum bonnet, but they're painted black.
Right.
The front lip on the front is a Grady front lip.
Right.
I normally run the TRD front bumper, which is a little bit more aggressive.
Right.
Has a bit more airflow.
Right. Okay.
But I've got one in the body shop at the moment, waiting to be prepped.
All right. Run us through what kind of. Let's go through the brakes, suspension, wheel setup. What's going on there?
So at the moment I'm running the Meister coilovers.
Yeah. Fully adjustable.
Fully adjustable, 32-point dampener settings.
Right. Okay.
All polybushed suspension components as well. Those were done by, I can't remember his name. Uprated anti-roll bars, front and rear.
Yeah.
Big brake kit on the front. So I was originally running 4 pot wheel woods with super lights. Well, I first started with the Dyna lights, which were quite small, and then I jumped up a size to the super lights, and then I decided to go for the 8-pot K Sports. Right. Because you can't complain about extra stopping power, especially when you need it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. What discs are you running? I know you've got 2-piece discs down there.
Yeah, 2-piece floating discs. They're 330mm diameter discs. So, I mean, the car's quite light anyway, so it doesn't need.
What does she weigh in at?
Just over 1,000 kilos.
Oh, that's quite light, isn't it? Yeah. So what wheels have we got? Are they rotors?
No, they're Japan Racing.
Oh, Japan Racing ones, right? Okay.
Japan Racing wheels.
Yeah.
In need of a refurb, but again, it's finding the time.
Give me a show what's going on the inside. I notice you've got bride seats going on in there.
Yeah, so I picked up a set of brides.
Yeah.
And then the Takata harnesses. Then one thing leads to another, and it was like, well, I'll go for harness bar as well. Just adding subtle little personal touches into the car.
Yeah.
I figured it was a red car. Stick some red seats in there.
Yeah.
It looks nice. A lot of people say red and green should never be seen, but I like it.
I like it. I think it's a good mix.
Yeah.
I did mention to you before we started filming was the fuel filler cap. Now that is badass. I've never seen one. That's the first time I've ever seen one. So do you want to give us a little?
Yeah. So that's an aftermarket piece by Toyota. It's the TRD Sports fuel lid.
Right.
And oil filler cap.
Yeah.
Rare. Well, they're getting even rarer now.
Yeah.
And I liked it because it was see-through.
Yeah.
You could just break up the lines rather than and the colour a little bit. On the side.
I've got to admit, out of all the car meets I've seen you at, I've never actually noticed that before. It's only until today that I've just first noticed it. So that's a blinding little touch that is. has shocked me, mate, honestly. Because I said, well, I've driven the standard 190 and I found it a bit flat.
Yeah.
You know, you really have to get up there in the rev range, but this just, oh, mate.
It's with the supercharger, it's not like a turbo as well, where you get that nice kick up the ass on the turbo once it all spools up.
Yeah.
It's a lot more linear with this.
Yeah.
So.
What's the club you're in? You want to give them a shout out?
Celica Club UK.
Celica Club UK. Okay.
Yeah. And again, you find everything on there. Parts for sale, just a general advice. You know, build threads, and you can see people's journeys.
Yeah.
Where they've taken the car from like stock all the way through to crazy builds.
Yeah. What's the craziest build you know of on the Gen 7?
Power wise, it would probably be Paul Cady, who's running over 480 on his Gen 7 at the moment.
Right, okay.
But he's got everything that you can think of that you can upgrade. He's done it.
Have you had many problems with this?
No, not really. Just some little issues with fueling. Sometimes it just runs a bit rich.
But I mean, engine-wise and all that, everything's been sounds and pounds.
Yeah. So like I've only had one gearbox go on me, and that we don't know what caused it. It's not. I mean, something shattered inside.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even going at speed. I was literally just changed gear and just went to move, reversed the car back, and something went clunk, and that was it.
Right.
But yeah, one gearbox, still the same engine since I was boosted.
Right. Okay.
You know, not had any issues with that.
Fucking hell! When it hits that lift point.
Yeah.
Say it revs to?
8.2 is ideally, but I've had it overspin to 8.8 before.
God, bloody hell. I can see why you want to daily this.
Yeah, it kind of always just wants to go, even when you let off, you feel it's like, come on, push. Come on, drive me faster, get me up into the high rev range, it's like that. And the temptation's always there.
Yeah.
Like,
but the sounds, the noise and the involvement, it's just like, yeah, take me there.
Yeah. I love the fact that it's always purging constantly.
Yeah.
So like, you know, so just driving past people and you just like let off the throttle and then just like, what the hell's going on next to me? It's like that car.
It's like Armageddon.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Gear. Doesn't feel like there's much roll in the body either.
No, so there's Ultra Racing front upper strut brace, front lower strut brace.
Right.
We've got a McGann Racing rear lower, and then we've got a Beat Rush rear upper, 3-point brace in the back as well. I've got another brace to go in on the interior cabin, and there's a few more that I could buy and stick in there. But it's again, how far do I go?
That's right.
You know.
Lively boy. I was expecting understeer there, but she was a bit over.
Yeah. I think that's the LSD that's in there. So that helps out and so helps put most of the power down to the ground.
The Rotrex, was that a kit designed specifically for this one, or is it just a general?
Yeah, it's a general supercharger. So they do all different sizes. There's a C3093, I think.
Yeah.
That's in there, but you can go even bigger. You can go smaller, and different cars will use them as well. So.
We've got an RS on us.
Yeah.
Just left him.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll tell you what, John, fucking hell. So I didn't mean to swear there, guys, but fuck me. This thing is wicked, man. I love it. I love it. Well, I'd always like, the thing is, like, every time I do cars on this channel, I always like the cars better than my own bloody car. I always want one. So now I know when I get out of this now and I sit back and go home, I'm going to be looking, one night, I'm going to be looking through Auto Trader on eBay.
Yeah.
Focus is giving up. Shit, man. Mate. Once you get in that lift spot,
Yeah.
that is sweet.
It's just trying to keep it in there.
Keep it in there, yeah. And I keep missing second to third as well. It's been worth the 18-month wait, John.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, so I'll bring it back hopefully with a little bit more power and looking slightly different, maybe a little bit more aggressive and a bit more leery, so I can get it back on the channel again.
Okay, look forward to that one. You heard him, guys, and he's gonna have I'm gonna put his Instagram link up and all the links. So if we don't come back on the channel within another 18 months, start bugging the shit out of him. John's been wicked, mate. Respect, brother.
Cool.
Thanks for bringing the car to the channel.
Man.
And guys, I'm going to draw the video to an end there, and you heard what the geezer said. And he's got more power, wide arch. He's coming back to the channel. But until then, you lot know the score. You lot stay safe, more importantly, travel safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.
Yeah, hey yo, I'm feeling blessed. Now sit back and observe days I used to ride bikes. Pegs in the curb, swerve through traffic. Headphones on, was still mad.